messy. Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well today. I'm unloading the dishwasher, trying to clean up from all of last night's business in terms of canning. And look, you want to see? You want to see for real? You want to see for real? I'm going to show you for real. Look. That was supposed to go to the chickens and it never made it. So this is what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm cleaning up basic things, just like a lot of you moms and dads out there, and getting ready for a busy weekend. So I thought I would, hey, let's just talk from this angle, because this is the thing. I hear a lot of people say, oh, that is so fake. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, come join me in my fakeness over here and help me clean it up. So here's the deal, just like you, and there's dogs barking in the background. This is the thing, when you come to my channel, whether I'm in the kitchen, whether I'm in the barn, whether we're on running an errand, or whether we're trimming hooves, or, you hear all that? I know, it's all the dogs. So here's the deal. So I want you to feel relaxed here. I want you to feel welcome here. This community, even with the dogs barking in the background, this is a family unit, because we're going to need each other. Okay, so first and foremost, what are you working on this weekend? We're coming up on Labor Day weekend. Somebody said that I said Memorial Day weekend on my last video. If I did, I thought I said Labor Day. Did I say Memorial Day? Maybe my accent confused you. I don't know. But it is Labor Day weekend coming up, so we have a little extra time off together as family, and there's a lot of things to work on. Let me show you this right here. So I just took this out of the canner this morning because I had to let it cool overnight because it was so late. And you can see how it's separated, because that's what happens with tomatoes. But this is homemade tomato basil soup. And from my homegrown tomatoes and basil and everything, and I'm going to tell you right now, it was everything I could to not eat a whole jar last night. It's that good. So I'm going to try to make a video on it. I can give you tidbits about it. I did follow a recipe, kinda, but then I changed it because that's what I do. But so this is the beauty of it. You know, you can adapt things, but it was pressure canned. So I want to answer a couple of your questions. That's Olive. Olive's out there doing her business. So here's the deal. So I have two things I want to address. Somebody saw the picture that I posted of me with my, come over here on this messy side, of my hamburger vegetable beef soup that I have canned night before last, all of that right there. That is pressure canned, okay? It is not water bathed. And so what you saw was my All-American canner here with the lid off, and I was placing the jars down in it, which you have to have water. So clearly, some of you folks, and this isn't meant to be ugly, but you have to have water into the pressure canner, even though you're pressure canning. It's not filled to the very tippy top and covers your jars at least 1 inch, like you do with water bath. And my water bath is sitting right here, one of them right there. So anyway, so some of you were confused. If you are pressure can, if you are, there is most soups, pretty much all soups, anything with corn, potatoes, meat, etc., low acidic foods, you have to use a pressure canner. Now, some of you rebel canners don't. Good luck to you. Do what works for you. But here in my home and on my channel, I advocate for pressure canning because I want people to be safe. And that is, some people say, well, what's going to happen when the power goes out? If the power goes out, well, I have a wood cook stove over here that I specifically made sure would fit my 921 canner. I've also done it. Some folks even do it outside on their grill, but be careful with that. There's some specifics with that. But just to say, that was pressure canning. That was not water bath. The second thing that I want to say is I just took this out of the oven this morning. This is my Lodge cast iron skillet for cornbread. So I put up a short last night. This is my 9-inch skillet from Lodge Cast Iron. I have made multiple videos over the last 9 years on YouTube and on Instagram, all kinds of things. I only make cornbread in cast iron. It's the best. Now, if you don't, the world's not going to come to an end, because I can tell you right now, my grandmother's growing up from time to time would use a simple little pie plate, one of those little aluminum pie plates. and they would just flop it out in the pie plate. Nobody complained. We still had awesome pinto beans, cornbread, and onion and relish, okay? But just to answer a gentleman's question, he was saying that I didn't look like cast iron cornbread. And, you know, that's kind of something stupid to get offended by, so I'm not. But I just want to say, you can even see, unfortunately, where somebody's cut some pieces out in there. So I have multiple pieces of cast iron, but my favorite for cornbread is my 9-inch skillet because it helps to make it a little bit more compressed, thick, and tall. So I wanted to address that in terms of the pressure canner versus water bath, showing you how messy it gets here in the kitchen. I'm trying to get a hold of that. And how I cook my cornbread. So please refer to some of my videos. Let me show you this. If you didn't catch this video, looky here. I grind my own corn. Here is one of my corn grinders. I grow Hickory King corn. That's what's all growing in my garden right now. I haven't harvested but just a couple of ears so far, and because they are meant for drying so that I can grind it for my cornbread, or if I choose to feed my chickens. And you know, we have junk in here too because we're normal people. So here's the deal. So a lot of errands today. It's a busy day, busy weekend coming up. And I just want to tell you that it is very obvious, more so now than ever, that people are on fire. The world's on fire. Politics are on fire. Tension is on fire. People's minds are on fire. And here's where I want to go with this today, okay? So I'm encouraging you for your own organization and mental health to pick something once a day, even if it's just catching up, even if it's just canning one item, okay? Believe me, this was very simple to can and make, and it's delicious, but it took several hours. There's a lot of work in that. Ladies, guys, you all know that already if you are big into canning like I am. But here's the deal. I really want to stretch out what I said yesterday in terms of saying pick one thing a day, clean one item a day, have one goal a day. You know, you do the regular stuff, which is most of your time, but then you want to pick something in addition that will help push you along to meet your goals. You choose what that is. So I hope you refer back to that video. It's gotten a wonderful response. This is the goals that I'm trying to make. But here's the thing. I want to say two things. Be checking on your family and friends. Be checking on them. Some of them are probably a little oblivious to what's going on. That may be by design, may not be. But be checking on them because people are waking up and they're not handling it very well. I'm just telling you the honest truth. And as time continues to tick and tensions continue to rise, it's going to become harder and harder for people, okay? So I want you to make a point. You do what you want. I get that. But I think it's an important reminder to tell you that every day or a couple of times a week that you need to be checking in on your family and friends, even if they don't necessarily agree with everything that you say, or maybe they've been in denial. Folks, there's no denial with all the hardships that we are in right now, economically and financially. And I'm telling you right now, if we're seeing this much stress and this much anguish and this much fighting in this country alone, and we still have a year and 3 months till the next election, 2 months till the next election, can you imagine what we're going to look like in 6 to 12 months? Now, some of you are going to say we won't even have an election. Well, we may not. I don't know. I'm planning on it. But let me say this to you. If that's the way you feel about it, if that's what you think is going to happen, if that's what you are just dead set on, whatever, think about how much worse that's going to be. So this is where I'm saying the mental game is on. And you got to be ready for it. Some people take the approach of disengaging and just doing their own thing. I think that can be a very healthy route to a degree for most of us, depending on the situation, but you're not going to be able to escape this, guys. I'm not going to be able to escape it. And anybody trying to tell you that you will, there is nowhere to run. There is nowhere to hide. And Things may be better in certain places than others. I can tell you right now, here in Southeast Tennessee, I can get in my car and go to the store and come back. You know, I'm always aware, and I try to stay in safe places and whatever. For the most part, most people have a pretty decent, perceivingly normal day, meaning, you know, we're not worried about a lot of things that happened in all of these cities that we're seeing. But my point still stands, and I hope that you take it serious. What's it going to be like in 6 months to a year? So I think that that's going to have an enormous amount of pressure, an enormous amount of stress on you and others. So it's kind of like you're checking in and pulling in now. I highly, highly stress that you hear me out on this, because people are having a very difficult time, and I'm not trying to doomsday you. This whole nonsense of, you know, what I talk about and what other people I know are talking about as being doomsday, we don't create the doomsday scenarios. Have you seen Maui? Did I do that? No. You know, in all the other situations that we've seen, did you see the Gold Star families yesterday? It's all over YouTube. I linked it in my community page, the father speaking out. I mean, did you cause that? I don't think so. Tensions are high. Stress is high. And people, as it continues, are not going to know what to do. And the mental wear down is going to be very plaguing for a lot of people. You can take this to the nth degree if you want. This is why I'm telling you to take on the responsibility of trying to reach out to people. Now, I'm not saying pay their bills or, you know, give up your pantry to them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying check in on them, talk it out, and just check on people. I'm talking about close friends and families and neighbors, okay? Because it's getting really, really rough. And I want to say this, and here's how I know people are waking up. This is how I know. And I've already been feeling this shift. We've talked about this shift. Yesterday, I had a gentleman make a comment. I hope he sees this. He didn't technically apologize. The word I'm sorry or I apologize didn't come out, but I think that was his attempt, because he actually admitted, and I don't see why. You can go see his page. He does. It's nothing weird. He legitimately said that he has, in the past, given me a hard time over things that I've said, or he thought basically I was basically full of it, is the way I took it. And that basically he said I'm right. That he's waking up, essentially, and he's seeing all the things that are happening. I've had actually a couple of similar comments like that that I've seen in various places. And, you know, this isn't about me and me being right. And that's not what I mean. This is people are seeing what's going on, how people really are, the true colors of other people and the things that are happening in this country. Just they're waking up. The problem is when a lot of people wake up, they don't know what to do. I've said this to you before, okay? The worst day of your life, not the worst. There's probably worst case and other harder things than this, but I'm just saying one of the hardest days that a person can experience is, in this day and age, waking up and realizing what's going on and that you have no skills, you're not sure how to sustain. This is why that's why we transitioned our lifestyle, because I woke up. I've said this before. One day I walked out, was on my little patio with some potted cute flowers and a crepe myrtle, and I looked around. I had 3 babies, and I said, I don't even know do I know how to grow a tomato plant? That was a life-changing, that was a oxygen-sucking day. Don't ask me how it happened or why. I just literally, it's like something came over me. And from that moment forward, I changed everything. That was 2007, and it just went on from there. So the point that I'm making here is I've been working on a lot of things for a long time. A lot of you have too. But the people that are waking up today, yesterday, hopefully tomorrow, without sounding arrogant, because that's not my goal, $20 says they don't know how to do this. They might, but that might be the only skill they have. And we need to be as versatile as possible. It's not about what they know and about what they're willing to learn. It's about the stress that they're going to be under. And we as individuals that have been doing this a long time, we're going to have to be the leaders, okay? That doesn't mean that it takes the biscuit out of your baby's mouth, as I say, but I'm just saying, I'm overwhelmed. I mean this in a loving way, and I'm not complaining. I can't get to all of the questions that I have from people, the requests to come speak at events, to guide people. It has nothing to do with want. It is literally time. I too am taking care of business here at home. And when you're talking about dozens and dozens or hundreds and hundreds of people on a weekly, monthly basis at a minimum wanting help, which is a wonderful thing. The best thing that I can do is try to talk to you in a video, tell you, where to go, recommend books, yada, 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 and talk to you and talk you through it. But this is what I'm saying. You folks out there that are along for the ride, you know what's going on, you know how intense things are, and what will we look like in a year? So a lot of people aren't going to handle that very well. A lot of people aren't handling it well very now. So if you haven't come to that conclusion, I want you to understand what's going on, okay? And to pray about it and take the time to reach out to some people. Just check on them, okay? Check on them. It is getting very, very tough. It has been very, very tough for a lot of people, and it's not letting up. And this is all by design. So guys, I'm going to break. I'm thinking about you, and like I said, I'm doing the mommy run around today and trying to catch up, make some sense of some things so I can get to my next goal. Don't stop. Don't let up. Just keep pressing forward. Set the timer if you need to. Get things done. But please be checking on your people, especially your young people. Folks, there's a war for the young people. There is a battle for everyone, but particularly the young people. Those are the ones you need to really be openly talking to and encouraging along the way. When they say something and you get the sense that they are understanding what's going on, or something doesn't make sense and this doesn't seem right, or they want to learn something, guess what? You've probably been chosen to help lead them. You may not know that, you may not like that, you may not want that responsibility, but when God moves people, we better follow it. So that's what I want to say to you today. I have a lot of concerns for a lot of people and what's going on here right now. Okay? So I love you. I hope you're doing well. All right, I'm going to get clean. Pray for me. I'll get it done. But this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. No fakery here. All right, guys, like, subscribe, and share. Hope you have a busy weekend coming up. Busy. Spend some time with your family, too. Set the goals. Hit the goals. Do the things. But do it to a certain time frame. And then, go get pizza with your husband one night this weekend. Take the kids to a football game if you want to. All right? Do something fun with your family and friends. Go visit somebody. Right now is a great opportunity to do that. The weather's nice. It's not cold. Hopefully you've caught up on some things. Build your community. Like, subscribe, and share. Appreciate you being here. Let's get busy. We'll see you on the next video. Love you, love you, love you, and Godspeed.